Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers in these moments, especially this afternoon. Otherwise, mainly cloudy and breezy with the high near 89. Tonight, showers and storms likely, low near 69. And tomorrow, with a continued chance of showers and storms, the afternoon high near 88. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes a ticket to USC plus Akron or Houston Christian and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. Purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in to the Don't Punt Hour. Here's the runs on the ones and twos. As always, you guys can join in via the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. We got the host, as always, DeMornay Pierson-El, streaming in. And like I said, you guys can join in, text line, or any of the streams. DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on a rainy Monday here in Lincoln, Nebraska?
It's Monday. Still recovering. Not, it was leg day in the gym. Everybody hates Mondays.
Yeah, it's I got a real strong case of the Mondays. The College World Series is over. NBA Finals is over. NHL Finals is over.
It was a lot.
All there's left to talk about is off-season football and baseball. We'll throw the baseball fans in there. You guys are welcome to join into the party. But yeah, I mean, if we're at that point of the season where I think most fans in the Nebraska region are starting to froth at the mouth a little bit as we're getting those preseason football magazines, the way too early predictions on it. We will definitely talk some Husker football as they landed. Couple commits, one a really big commit that really helps replacing CJ, and the other one adding to the running back room. But before we get there, like I said, we finished the College World Series. LSU gets it done over Coastal Carolina. Doesn't need a third game, gets it done 1-2. Don't have to play in that championship if necessary. Game 3. LSU wins it. Are you surprised at all to see Coastal Carolina go out down 0-2 to LSU in this?
I mean, the second game, both with the line coach and the head coach both get tossed. I mean, that
early.
That's a pretty big blow, to come back from. That's not easy.
What was up by like the fourth inning too? I think both were out of there. It was pretty early.
It was. I thought it was earlier than that.
It might have been. Fourth inning might be too kind. I mean, it was early in the game. We'll talk about the NBA Finals, another early tough, but losing a couple of coaches that early against an elite team like LSU, my heart kind of sank there, but I was impressed by Coastal Carolina continuing to battle through it. And they only lost by 2 runs, 5-3, despite losing a couple of coaches very, very early in that game too. I was still kind of shocked to see them go down 0-2 after really just dominating winning streak, dominating through the regionals, super regionals, College World Series up until championship round versus LSU, and to go out 0-2. I mean, you tip your cap to LSU for going through it. They're one of the better baseball schools, but I am a little bit shocked that it wrapped up 2-0.
Like I said, I mean, I would at least thought one, but again, I mean, certain schools in the SEC is just a buzzsaw. I mean, and they didn't get, handled swiftly, or, both games were decent. I think I saw they weren't bad games.
No, 1-0 in the first game, 5-3. I mean, they lost by a total of 3 runs.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could have been a better showing. It's just, LSU, Arkansas sometimes are, a bit much to handle kind of when it gets to these points. Who's been more consistent? Not to say that they weren't, because I mean, Coastal Carolina was probably a nightmare for a lot of teams. But like I said, I mean, you get your one and your 2 coaches gone. That makes it harder for anybody. That's a hard situation to come back from.
Shout out to Brian H. Also throwing it out there again. Those coaches, first inning. I
told you it was early.
Oh man, I was giving them a little bit of
what do you call that? Rewriting history a little bit for the benefit. I mean, that's a brutal one, losing both coaches that early.
It was like within 2 minutes of each other. Like the one coach got thrown out, the other guy went out there, and he wasn't even in camera when it happened. You just hear the crowd go off, and next thing up, he's gone too. Yikes! Y'all are in trouble.
Tough one. But, like you said, they still stayed in it, and you'll lose that game by 2 runs. And I guess that's why I'm a little bit surprised. Like, for me, when I watch the SEC, the first thing I notice is like they're just much better at batting. Way more consistent. And obviously they're going to have some pitchers as well that can throw it in the box a little bit better. We saw Woods throw no-hitter. LSU had to overcome that. But, yeah, Coastal Carolina in that first game, just a 1-0 loss was brutal. And then the next game, you only get 3 runs, but you give up 5. I was just a little bit surprised, especially that first game. I thought they were able to take over and win that one just based on how hot they were. But nonetheless, like I said, you tip your cap to LSU and Coastal Carolina. That's College World Series baseball. I never feel great about picking winners in it.
No.
If you want to pick a winner, I do feel better about picking SEC schools, ACC schools. Like I said, never Big Ten schools. The last one was 1966, Ohio State, if you don't count UCLA. But there it is. Shout out LSU winning the College World Series at the Schwab. And before we get off that, do you like the College World Series more at the Schwab, or do you like it when it was at Rosenblatt?
Oh, well, all I know is it's the Schwab, so I'm going with the Schwab.
All right, fair enough. I see a lot of nostalgia for Rosenblatt, and I like it, but I was never in that era of going there. So I can tell you the biggest difference there. All right, moving on to the NBA Finals now. Another winner crowned. OKC get it done in 7. Another early exit, Tyrese Halliburton, who's playing phenomenal.
That hurts.
You think he was, let me double check. I think he was 4 for 5 from 3 for 5, but 3 for 4 from the
fourth 3-point line.
Yep, only about 7.
He had 7 points in 9 minutes. He was hot. It was
he had 9 points in 7 minutes.
I had him backwards. My bad. He was hot. He was cooking. He was coming with something on his mind. He was going to be a force to be reckoned with. And it's sad to see anytime you see injury, but it's sad necessarily at that because they still put up a good fight. They were up at halftime.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine if he was healthy or, if that injury would have got pushed till later in the game or something like that. It's just it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and that third quarter is really when Thunder ran away with it. To your point, like Pacers were up at half. Despite it, they got a nice little boost of energy from Halliburton, and it's just the worst when you see the guy who, even if you don't want to say he's the best player, you can give it to Siakam if you want, but clearly very integral role in that entire thing. Man, when they lost him, the odds went from 1 to 10 to, let me double check here. When Halliburton was playing, 10-1 odds, and then as soon as he got injured, this is ESPN's bet line, 40-1 odds. So I mean, yeah, they saw it right there. Tore his Achilles. The worst part about this is Charles Barkley had a quote about this, and it's been resurfacing again. But he has the entire speech of, if your trainers are saying calf strain, do not play. You get an Achilles injury. It's the same thing they said with Kevin Durant, calf strain, tears the Achilles. Same thing they were saying with Tyrese Halliburton, calf strain, tears his Achilles. But we're also at a point now, I mean, how old is Tyrese Halliburton? 25?
Yeah.
It feels like we're seeing Achilles rupture, like more and more. Is this just recency bias, or do you think we maybe have an injury-prone problem going on in the NBA?
No, I don't think it's an injury-prone problem. I mean, it's an active sport. It's an explosive sport. I mean, it can happen. I wouldn't say it's something that you. It's not like the ACL. I feel like ACLs are more seen and everything like that. I remember, that was the career ender, and you'll never be that kind of same. And people aren't even saying that now. It's happening, a lot more frequently than it probably has in the past. I mean, it just comes with the game. People wear and tear on body. There's no scientific, method. Oh, it happened because of, this. You can't necessarily pinpoint it. I mean, it's a pop muscle. It's a pop ligament.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say people are prone to it. People are prone to hamstring injuries. People are prone to, quad tightness, just because, I mean, you jumping and whatnot and everything like that. I wouldn't say prone to an Achilles tear, but I mean, is it an injury that you definitely have to worry about with stuff in the wear and tear? They play 82 games. That's not including playoffs. So I mean, at some point in time, you were they, because Indiana didn't sit their players towards the end of the season, correct? Like they were one of the teams that allowed some of their star players to still continue to play, right?
They were gunning for a good play-in, or not a play-in spot. They were gunning to avoid play-in altogether and try and just set themselves up, because the East, where they were at, few wins, few losses here or there could drastically move them. So they're very much, and then the Cavs really just played through, because the Cavs love playing through. From the text line here, we do got Jordan P talking about the injuries again. He says, just like travel baseball is causing everyone to have Tommy John surgeries, which is, I mean, if you want to get to the MLB side of things and pitchers, our own guy Kyle Perry, the amount of arm work he had just while he was in college was unreal. And baseball, it's not my realm of expertise, but that's a big argument I hear where a lot of that happens is just travel ball. That's kind of where I'm at with basketball, and I could be wrong on this, but it does feel like, I mean, the AAU cycle gets a little insane, and you got these youngins. It's good to play games, but do you need to play like 7 games in one day and then wake up the next day and play 3 more, and then you wake up the next day and then you play the championship and then you win that one, and then the next week you go to another AAU tournament? Like, to me, I think that's where wear and tear early on is what's making the damage in the NBA. I don't think the 82 game season is wrong. I don't think we need to shorten the season. I think it's just an unfortunate result of the youth and how much, like, how much some people will push these kids into game after game, into game after game, traveling all over, cramming in tournaments. There's good AAU coaches out there, but I think unfortunately we see some that maybe they get used a little bit too much and they play so many games instead of just taking easier days, working on fundamentals, basic stuff that's not going to wear your body out. Where are you at on that thought? Is that an overreach to think that maybe?
No. I mean, I can see it. Not all work is good work, but I mean, at the end of the day, if the kids can say no, you know what I mean, and it's an outlet for kids. Now, can it be used a wrong way, by coaches and everything like that? Yes, it can and whatnot. But I don't think that's necessarily wear and tear. I mean, from kids going from high school to college, it's going to be wear and tear. Your body's going to grow. You playing against grown men and everything like that. It's just one of them. It's just one of those things. But I don't think them actually working on their craft. Now with those things and everything like that, should there be better coaches to stress more fundamentals and understand necessarily to take care and to put the kids in a better position? Yes, absolutely. But I'm not mad at the kids for going out there and getting extra work and grinding and everything like that. I'd rather that than them at the wrong place, the wrong time with the wrong friends, and something goes along the lines of that. So I'm cool with the overhyped and putting this stuff and everything like that. Now, can it be better taught and more attention to certain things? Yeah, absolutely. But I much rather kids be in the gym, kids be traveling, exposure, playing different levels of competition and everything like that, getting exposure in different areas and regions and everything like that. So I'm not mad at that. I mean, if a kid's tired and can't go, I mean, the kid should see that, and the coach should be better about necessarily understanding, their psyche and kind of keeping them up more so than pressing the issue. But I like kids going after getting work.
Yeah, and that's where I don't always know where to fall. Like, it's just the NBA it's just more athletic than ever, and that's not putting shade on the 70s and 80s. There was great athletes back there, but like the 1% just gets better every year because the money is there. Like, that's a pretty obvious sign. You're gonna get way more people gunning for those jobs because, oh man, those jobs pay well. You're gonna be a part of it. So that could be the reason. Or, I do wonder if it's good AAU coaches, and then there's some. I mean, as a kid, DeMornay Pierson-El, how many times are you willing just to do it because you're an athlete and you're just a kid and you're like,
every time it wasn't even a thought. Like I didn't necessarily start thinking about injury honestly until like my senior year, because I was just so afraid of like, okay, well, what if I do get hurt? Nebraska might pull my scholarship. Other than that, I'm outside. I'm playing. Like, you can't tell me it was a time in high school. My high school coach literally had to put up my equipment because he didn't want me to play hurt.
And that's where I think the other coaches, where if like you're in an AAU tournament, your star player, it's got a little bit of a strain going on.
It ain't worth it. You know what I mean? But again, that's what I said with the coaches. I mean, with them being parents and not necessarily, living the dream through them and kind of, getting that things, like they have to kind of be the person to protect certain situations and everything. And not all coaches necessarily are like that, because you do have some really, really, really good coaches out there and everything like that. But, they might get caught up in the hype and everything like that, thinking it's more so about them and the stuff that, comes along with being a part of, coaching teams and everything like that. Like I said, that part can be absolutely cleaned up or whatnot. But I like the kids out here competing. I like the kids going out here getting after it, and working. I'm not going to be, oh, no, you don't need to do that in there, man. Look, do what you need to do to make sure you feel like, you're doing enough to get yourself to the next level.
I can meet you in the middle there.
People aren't going from, high school to college. I mean, high school to the pros anymore. So, I mean, within 6 to 8 months, you could be there outside of, a whole year. So, I mean, it's not too much longer, but it's a jump for anybody.
We can meet in the middle there. I think, the kids are going to compete. To me, it's just same thing that, when I'm very hard to ever blame the players. Same thing with SGA, who we'll talk about shortly, being the quote unquote free throw merchant. No, the officials need to do a better job of not rewarding it, because you're going to create trends. Same thing with the young athlete. Young athletes, they're going to go out there and compete. You'll love it. Coaches, rest is important. As from the text line, shout out Jordan P for chiming in. That's just it. That rest part, I think, you kind of mentioned some people maybe trying to live through the youth, and you end up to just unnecessary leverage, or not leverage, unnecessary usage for certain situations. It's like the kid's hurt, he's fine, he can work on it another time. That rest will maybe catch up to him way down the road if you don't give it to him now. Like I said, though, we're not going to spend this segment talking about injuries. Real quick, let's talk about SGA. 8 for 27 was not a great final game for him, but they didn't necessarily need it. He finished in the night with 29 points. You can imagine he does well from the free throw line, 11 for 12. But again, 8 for 27, 2 for 12 from the three-point line. Still gets the MVP, gets the scoring title, he gets the MVP, he gets the finals MVP. Where does this put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's on the OKC Thunder? Between him, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. We're coming back to it because he got it done and he won the finals MVP.
I think it's his alone.
Only title they got, if you're not counting Supersonics, is him and that team.
That's hard. Like that. That's not. I don't think it's just that plain and simple. I think if he gets two rings, it's the best, and he's in a category of his own stuff. I know Kevin Durant didn't win a title with OKC and everything like that, but I mean he put OKC on the map. A new franchise and a new city and everything like that. You can't take that away from him. You can't take that away from Russell. I think he's the person in the middle on the chair, and then you have the other two people sitting beside. But people, when you walk into a room, where does your attention go to first? The person in the middle, and that's the person that you often make contact, or you often, appoint to take charge. So I think he's in the take charge position. Now we'll see how far that separation from the other two he goes in the next few years to come.
Yeah, the years to come are really interesting around him because, and we're talking about injuries. He's a guy you feel pretty good about because injury history wise, there's not a lot there for him. And then the team around him looks solid. Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey trade. I ranted about that, hating it for the Bulls. Actually, it was a win-win. Alex Caruso working really well there. The Bulls, I understand, Giddey's, we're not going to win games. He's not going to be a superstar, but at least our offense, there's moments where there's life there. And Alex Caruso, as great as he was on defense, our offense was so abysmal. So that turned out to be a win-win. So they got the GM-wise too. You feel good about them just moving key pieces around when they need it. And then they're young. I mean, it's still just a really young team. The average age is probably around 25 years old. I think it was like 24 and a half last time we talked about it. So you got that for you as well. And Jalen Williams, I mean, in that game, he dropped 20 for you. He was 7 for 20. Not a great shooting night for him either, but we talked about him through the series. Like,
to me, he was the MVP. I'm not saying Shea didn't deserve it, but if he didn't step up and do what he did, I'm not so sure that necessarily gets done.
I don't think it does get done without Williams.
Yeah.
Like it just, to me, it does. The Pacers were too good, like way too good, way better than anybody gave him credit for. I do think without Williams, that team is
in trouble.
He had some games where he just struggled. You know, like this last game was not good. They won that game because if you go across the board, Chet was 6 of 8. Isaiah Hartenstein was 3 of 4. Dort was okay, 3 of 10, not great. But Alex Caruso, 4 of 10. Wallace was 4 of 6. Like really good, consistent shooting from everybody but SGA and meh games from Dort and Williams. But otherwise,
you saying it's an okay game, but he still got 24. Like
okay, as in 35% from the floor. Like the only thing in that is like Shea at 29% is pretty rough. You know, to take 27 shots and only make 8, that's pretty rough shooting night. But you know, you make free throws and all of a sudden you look up and it's 29 points and everyone just kind of forgets about the 29% field goal percentage. But that's been the beauty of the Thunder is like they just kill you in a million cuts. You know, you focus on the SGA, you focus on Williams, but then you get to the end of the box score every time and it's like, well, there's 40 more points just scattered throughout the bench and the quote unquote role players on the starting lineup. They're going to be a problem, but there's another team that might be a problem. We'll talk about that team next because the Houston Rockets got a big time asset. If you're a fan of the NBA, I'm sure you're aware of who that guy is. We'll talk about that next. Dump Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El and myself. Talk to you on the other side.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still, though, have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G289358.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Continuing with the NBA on the Don't Punt Hour with the morning Pierson-El. Harrison Arns back at the 1040 O Street Ticket Studios. Let's talk blockbuster trades here. Kevin Durant is no longer a part of the Phoenix Suns. I think this one was in the waters for a while, although I am a little bit surprised of where he ended up. And I don't necessarily hate it for either team, but I'll get your thoughts on it to put it out there for everybody else, though. The Phoenix Suns have traded 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. Your thoughts on
that? I mean, I'm excited for Houston. I still think the Suns are still going to be the Suns. I mean, nothing doesn't change for them.
Feels like a rebuild is happening now if you're the Suns. That's the only problem. It's good for the Suns because like it wasn't working, but if you're Devin Booker, like I'd be pissed.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of wasted.
For the Rockets, it's good because you get an upgraded model from kind of like what you had. Not to say that Jalen isn't. He has a huge upside and potential and everything like that. He just wasn't, as consistent. He's been there for 4 years. I understand, the coach has been there for 2, or this might have been his first year there.
Ime got there after the whole Celtics scandal.
So it might have been 2 years. I think
it's year 2 for him.
Yeah. So with him being there, like I said, he got an upgraded model, and let's just see. To think if the Rockets would have had a more consistent showing from a superstar potential face of their organization. Just imagine if he was consistent. They might have went to the conference final. They would have got further than what they did. So they're building for the future, and I think that move gives them the best success, the best rate to be successful with it for the next 2 years. You can get a young guy and bring him in there, and kind of KD can show him the ropes of things or whatnot. Giving up Jalen Green doesn't necessarily. That's not throwing away your core. That's not throwing away your future and everything like that, because you still have four or five people necessarily there that makes up your core. Yes, when he did hit and when he did go off, he was a difference maker. But you still got the twin, which is honestly the face of the Rockets now. Like, he's going to be going into the future carrying things or whatnot. So
he's one of the better young defenders in the league right now too.
He's young, so it's again like you can draft somebody, you can pick up somebody, you can develop somebody and everything like that to in the next 2 years to take over KD, or KD can show them in positions where they got into the series and everything like that, veteran leadership to actually show up to where if somebody needed to wear the cape and everything like that, KD can do that. So I think the Rockets are going to be trouble for a lot of people in the West next year.
Yeah, they were the second overall seed. Now you get Kevin Durant. I hate the amount of picks that get traded now. Like 5 seems like just stupid. I was texting you. It's like GMs just give them out like they're candy now, and just it always drives me a little bit the wrong way, because it's like, okay, you look at the Thunder, how they got their picks. You look at the Warriors, how they got their picks. You look at a lot of the teams are getting there through picks, but they are in a position to where maybe you can sacrifice more than you need to. And they are second round picks, also giving up the 10th overall pick. So quite a few picks. Not a big fan of that. Jalen Green, though, it's 4 years in the NBA. This season, it was really that last series just didn't do him a lot of favors. He was really inconsistent. We'll just go through it here. Yeah, 8 points, 12 points, 11 points, 8 points. Not great in that series right there. And then in all those games as well, the best shooting percentage he had was 37% from the floor. So he just really struggled in that last series. And then do an easy swap. You lose Brooks, but you're keeping a lot there. You can find another guy.
You can replace Brooks. Like you can find another person to replicate that. Now I'm not saying at the same magnitude and everything like that, but Brooks served a purpose to be an enforcer, to kind of show things, kind of that Draymond-esque, maybe not completely like Draymond, but that's the role.
He's like a Lou Dortz, just light it up from 3 when it's there and play good defense. There's a lot more of those. Now, again, there's not a ton of Lou Dortz and Dylan Brooks out there, but you can find guys that are not too far away from it, and you can grab a couple of them for cheap if you really want to and inter-rotate and figure out which guys click. But, do the simple math. Replace Jalen Green with Kevin Durant. That team becomes a lot more scary. Is this enough to compete with the Thunder? Like, that's going to be the favorite, obviously, heading into next year. You had Kevin Durant to that Rockets team. Is this team good enough to take down the Thunder?
I think it makes things interesting. With the head coach experience and how he see things, how he gets the best out of players and everything like that. Again, we're not gonna need Kevin Durant to to do what he was doing in OKC with this young team. You got a bunch of young people around you that necessarily can uphold that. We just need you to consistently get 25 points. And you have some other people that are on the team that are going to have to take up, a big role and step up. Not just, it's not one complete individual person. I think it's going to be a mix of 3 to 4 people that are going to have to step up collectively and like, okay, this is y'all time to kind of blossom. We've been kind of, slowly rolling y'all along. Like y'all need to take these type of steps. It's emulating kind of what OKC has done to let your young players kind of flourish. With KD, you know what you have with KD. You don't have to worry about KD. KD can get 20 and 10. You know what I mean? So it's going to make things very, very interesting. If they can weather the storm, the West is still deep. Yeah. You got 10 playoff teams, caliber type
really,
teams that
KD
can actually, go into the playoffs.
Yeah, and just a quick to add on to it, and I'll let you take it back. But like that on here, like KD's the domino. Like that's a splash trade that's gonna move a lot of stuff, especially with the draft coming up. Like we're still not entirely sure what these teams are gonna look like, and usually how it goes, the first big splash has ripple effects, and we have yet to see what those ripple effects are. So Nuggets are definitely gonna make some moves, bolster what they think they need to do around Jokic. Even in the East, I'm very curious what the Celtics decide. I don't think they're going to hit the blow up option, but they're going to have to get interesting, I think, creative with how they tweak that roster. Like if you have Kristaps Porzingis, like great player, but damn, you guys are paying him a lot and not necessarily using him, sometimes due to injury and sometimes just Al Horford is the better matchup. Like, do you want to pay that much money for a guy in Porzingis? So they have really interesting things on their end to decide. And then, over in the West, Rockets made a big move. I think the Nuggets will make a move. Timberwolves, I'm still waiting on them. I thought for sure Kevin Durant and the Timberwolves is going to be the destination. I don't know. What do you need to do to fix the Timberwolves before we go to break here? Because I think that's the one team I'm really waiting to make a swing.
You need to get a guard to settle things up. You need to not that Ant can't do it, but I mean, if Ant is doing that all season, I feel like we kind of seen him run out of fuel against OKC because OKC was just you're the main thing. We kind of stop you. It is what it is. I think they need a true guard that can. You need a Rondo type of guard. Now, I don't know necessarily what kind of guard that is in today's game. I mean, the closest thing I would say is Chris Paul. Chris Paul is not coming to it, but you need a savvy guard that can get downhill, but also can set up it for other people, and then you can have Ant come in and do what he needs to half of the time of the year, and that way when we get to playoff times, you get a different fully locked and loaded Ant.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And the problem is like those guards are so hard to find. What I think would be what they could do, and I've been saying this forever, you can grab one of the Ball brothers. The Bulls, you can get one for really cheap right now, just as an experimental player. You wouldn't have to put a lot on it because I'm sure the Bulls want to kind of move on because it's very injury prone, risky, but cheap contract. Or you can go all in, get LaMelo. Like pick a Ball brother that's got good. They both are good playmakers.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money, and I don't think LaMelo's probably off limits for sure.
Yeah,
for going there. I mean, unless he takes a friendly deal, but I mean, let's be honest, he will not. He will demand
that big ball of money.
Yeah, so that I don't think that's going to happen. You're a veteran guard.
That's what
Drew Holiday. Like if a Drew Holiday was in that type of situation, you add him to that team. I think that he makes that team a whole lot better. But Drew's in a lovely situation. He's not leaving.
I think the Minnesota Timberwolves want more offense as well, because defensively they're pretty stout. I think offense is where.
If that's the case, then if I'm Minnesota, I'm seeing if I can trade Gobert. I'm trading Gobert. Give me Bam. I'll take Bam.
Yeah, Bam.
I'll take that.
Good. The duo that. I mean, pick and rolls with Bam Adebayo and Anthony Edwards sound a lot better than Rudy Gobert.
Rudy is. I think Rudy has a huge piece into why that team isn't as successful as it can be. If you were just a smidge more dominant, if you was just a smidge more physical and impose your will, and I'm not saying, I mean, if you do what JaVale McGee does, anytime JaVale McGee gets the ball near the rim, he's dunking on you. He's tall, he's lanky, he's not soft. Rudy Gobert has ruined things for me. Like it pisses me off. You are that big and you play so soft.
Yeah, I've been pretty nice to him. I've laid off him.
I'm not.
I've always had those complaints. Yeah, I mean, it's the Rudy Gobert curse. I've said it before, and like he is a phenomenal defensive player. You get to postseason, you get to a lot more half court sets. Great on defense. Can you play offense now?
You can't consistently get 15 points, and that's not hard for you. All you got to do is somebody got to drive and throw it up.
Sometimes when he has a mouse in the house and he doesn't call for the ball, that's when I want to rip my hair out. I'm like, buddy, you got a 6'4" guard on you. Like, it's okay to demand it. And that's where I think on offense, it's just kind of his personality. He's never demanded much on offense, but there's times where you just want him to be aggressive because he's good about not taking the 3-point shots. I just wanted to see you throw it down. You got the mismatch. JaVale McGee is like the perfect example of that. Run down the court and yam it because you're taller and bigger. Easy 10 points right there. All right, we got to go way over. We'll talk Husker football. They landed a couple of commits, a 4-star and a 3-star. We'll talk about those next. Don't go anywhere. Dump Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G2899358.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. A final segment, Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El joining me as always, wrapping things up with some Husker football, as we always win in the off season here. And this time we actually got some good things to talk about. Obviously, we lose the 4-star CJ Brana, and I don't believe he's committed to anywhere quite yet. I might be wrong on that, but you lose the top recruit in your class, a high 4-star, likely to be a 5-star. You fill that in with one of the recruits, I believe, who was over the same weekend. We figured out CJ was on the way out. Danny Odom commits to the University of Nebraska, the 4-star class of 2026 out of Orlando, Florida, 6'2", 180. And then as well, just to patch up the class a little bit more, this one I believe was today, Jamal Rule. We also got a running back, class 2026 out of Charlotte, North Carolina, 3-star is what Rivals have him on. But I think Danny Odom, obviously both great grabs, but how big is it to quickly replace that corner spot? I mean, great to have both, but again, you lose your best recruit in the class and you get what is now the best recruit in the class for 2026 with Danny Odom.
The coaches, are on things and everything like that. Sad to see people leave and everything like that, but I mean, you can only, pay attention and care for the people that actually decide to jump in the ship. So for you to follow up with an athlete, a kid from Florida, 6'1", a corner and everything like that, there's certain tangibles he has. Clearly, it's gotten him the ranking in the position. He has offers from Ohio State and Clemson and Florida and some of these other schools. So clearly, the potential is there. So the fact that we can nab him this late or maybe early into things, depending on if he plans on signing at the early signing day or whatnot, you rather have that problem than not. So, I mean, it's good that you can still get the people that you want regardless of the situation.
Yeah, and just to add on a few more additions that I'm not sure if we've gotten to, Rex Waterman as well, offensive tackle, joined that class as of recently, and also Luke Sorensen, another tight end out of California. We add him, and then Hayden Ainsworth as well. I'm not sure if we mentioned him. So, just the last week, talking about the 2026 class, at one point, I think we're at 5. We're back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in that class right now. So you were right to tell people not to panic about the class of 2026. Still not done there. But as you mentioned, now pieces seem like they're starting to fill in place. And again, losing CJ and then having Danny Odom kind of visit that same weekend, we get that announcement. Not saying it was planned, but it seems like the coaches are definitely having some plans in their head, despite on what these guys decide to do. But that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll have to talk more Husker football and college football landscape tomorrow. Because believe it or not, there's more bills and laws trying to be moved around in the world of college football. Good morning, Pierson-El. So we'll get to put on our lawyer hats again tomorrow. But we have Chance of Brewington coming up next. We'll talk Husker football. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate it as always. Like I said, I'll join you tomorrow at 7 p.m.